All right. Well, I'm sitting here drinking some hot chocolate. Tonight was like the best breeze going so far. I sat outside for about an hour and just watched and listened to everything. And the really cool thing is, I can't have a fire because the damn pit is too close to my RV. So I'm not going to do that, but you could smell like the burning firewood. Yeah, that's a pretty cool smell. So, wasn't going to make this video, but I think it needs to be put out. I know a lot of you know my situation. And if you read my 2 books, you'll know the situation too. And I'm like Pandora's box, so I'm just going to tell you. Tomorrow is December 28th. And I probably wouldn't have made this video if tomorrow was December 28th. So, in 2006, 28th December, in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, at the Cumberland County Courthouse, I married my ex-wife. Turned out to be that she was a terrible person, had a lot of skeletons, but there was one good thing about her. She did help me when I was kind of like incapacitated. I don't know if I was playing the game or not, but like she was doing my bills and doing everything for me while I couldn't do anything. But she brought this wonderful person into this world, and that's my daughter, Isabel. Now, when I came back from Walter Reed, for 3 years, I believe I called them bitches. Terrible things. Yeah. Yep. 2008, 9, and 10. Yep. 3 years. And periodically, they're bitches because they act like bitches. And when you call a child that, really, I don't give a shit about my ex-wife, because when you have a intimate relationship for 10 years, you fucking want to kill yourself. And that's what I wanted to do. In 2014, I wanted to paint the walls red in my daughter's room, but I stayed because of my kid. But, and I disclose all that in my book, so if you're not reading my book, you better pick that motherfucker up and read it, because you're missing it. I know a lot of people are saying they're busy and all that, but you know what? I went out of my way, and I spent all my hard-earned money to send some of these books out. Some of you paid, that's cool, but, you know, one of my shipments alone cost $175 out of my pocket, and I'm talking to people right now that haven't even picked up my book. So tomorrow is December 28th. So the only thing I am grateful is that eventually, in 2007, we had Isabel. So, even though we have this daddy-daughter bond that's broken, like the broken mirror, she's a teenager, so everybody tells me, oh, she's a teenager. Teenagers do that. Well, I was a teenager too, and I didn't do that shit to my parents because it was different. Because, you know, I always talk about it, like this cell phone manipulates you. It's like you're stuck on that fucking thing, you know? So, yeah, like lost for words, you know? It's funny, you know? They say they love you, or hell, I haven't heard that in a long time from my kid. You know, I see freaking parents kissing their kids on the lips. What the fuck is that? Man, if I went to kiss my daughter on the lips, she'd probably think I was fucking a pedo or something. So please explain that one to me when you like lip lock with your own child. I don't know, man. I know I wasn't lip locking with my mom and dad when I was a kid. I was getting my ass beat with a fucking railroad belt. And I will tell you, there were times where I wanted to whoop my daughter's ass for some of the shit that she said to me. But my ex-wife came from a family where they don't discipline people. Not the way that I was disciplined. Man, if my daughter knew her Pappy Bill whooped my ass with a fucking railroad belt, she would never think of him ever again. But I will tell you, and I don't disclose this much, that I have a sibling. Her name is Linda, and she has 3 amazing kids. I'm just going to say they're amazing. John, Tiff, and Zach. It should be Zach, Tiffany, and Jonathan. But, I don't know. Jonathan calls himself a veteran, but he got his ass thrown out of the military. I don't know. I'll never respect that guy ever again for not going to my dad's funeral, to his pap's funeral. But, yeah, I watch, like, from the outside, my mom, my sister get, like, mauled by my father. I served in the Army for 20 years and never had, well, I won't lie. When I was in Germany, I was all full young and come and met a girl named Maria, and Spanish girl, blonde hair, fucking dream girl of your world. Brought her home, Pennsylvania, meet my parents. Fucking treated her like shit because I was a super fucking military hero. Well, I still wish to this day where she was, because she'd probably be pretty proud of me seeing the kid that I have now. And I don't know, man. I just hope she's alive somewhere, you know. But and then you have Colorado. That was 8 years on and off. And you have a couple other people thrown in there in Colorado that I'll never forget. Them people, pretty good friends and stuff. Here, lay there, lay here, lay there, you know. But like for 19 years, I had this shit just falling out of my pockets. Like I was the Punani god. I won't lie. I had hair. I mean, I kind of thought I looked like Morrissey and shit. My shit was like that, you know. I looked like a young Audie Murphy. Go look up Audie Murphy. Representative right here. So, right before I retire, I meet this fucking broad. I take the kids, my sister's children, to the races. And I bring old Tag along in her pink dress with me. I think it was our first date. And she told her friend, the way I treated those children, she could see me being married to me and fathering, and me fathering her child. I didn't know that for a very long time. I don't know, I got fucking something in my eye tonight, and I'm not remaking this video. But anyways, I'm venting because tomorrow's the 28th, and that's when everything got locked down. And I won't lie, when she was living with me, man, I was cheating on her ass. I had girls coming over. She wasn't stupid. I guess she knew. Hell, I think she was screwing a baseball team or some shit behind my back. I don't know. Really didn't matter until we put the rings on our fingers at the courthouse, you know. And I still think to this day that she's mad at me because she did not have that fairy tale wedding that she always wanted. She was already married once. I made a vow to my daughter that I would never get married again. And I'm not going to introduce a whole shitload of women to my kid, because I don't want my daughter to think I'm a male whore. So, that being said, I don't date. I might go out with some people here and there. I'm surely not swinging on the other team. And I damn sure don't need help. Somebody reached out to me and asked me, I'm going to disclose this right now because I blocked that motherfucker. This dude reached out to me and asked me, do I need help? Do I have trouble masturbating? What kind of question do you ask somebody like that on a mental health page? Okay, we won't talk about that no more. But this wonderful kid came into this world, and I was definitely a changed person. And my dad was a changed person. Like, he went totally, like, stopped smoking, stopped drinking. But it's weird because he treated my sisters, his grandchildren, from my sister's side, like absolute shit, because she went and eloped with a piece of shit. And that piece of shit left my sister and her 3 kids live with my parents. And when I came back from my second tour in combat, I was getting ready to go to Korea. And I came home and I had to evict my sister and her 3 kids from the house that I grew up like 20 years. The whole house was in shambles. So I had to extend like 20 days. I had all these days. I had to extend. I had to evict them, call this motherfucker that was married to her and say, look, come get your shit. If you don't, it's going to be out on the street. So yeah, that's my own blood, but you know what? Do that shit to my parents and putting your ass out on the street. I put her 3 kids out there too. So luckily he came and got the kids, but I don't know what the hell happened to my sister. And she was a piece of shit from that day. And I never got along with my sister when I was small. You know, we always have these pictures where we're always together and shit. Pictures tell a different story. Everything's in here and up here. You remember the shit that happens to you. So I had to like clean that whole house up, get it ready to sell, move my parents into an apartment. And then I had to go to Korea and deal with that shit. And then while I was in Korea, they sent pictures of my first brand new Ford pickup truck where a fucking tree fell on it from a storm. And it sat there for almost a year until I came back from Korea.
Isabel Stevens.
So guess what? My child is calling me. Gotta go.